Well, good afternoon, everybody. Please come in, sit down. We don't have a lot of time. I'm guessing everybody in here is going to be going over the SCP individually today with Dr. Cool? Okay, awesome. Just making sure. Let's get right into it, okay? If you'll open your folders, today we're going to be going over SCP-068, Object Class Safe. Special Containment Procedures list that the SCP is to be kept away from any metals in an electronically resistant box, preferably made from polytetrafluoroethylene, Teflon, and rubber. Said box is to be stored in a security locker 26 at Site 11. The key is to be kept with Dr. Any requests for testing are to be redirected to him. I know a couple of you do have some inquisitive tests that you have to do. Feel free to talk to him, though. He's pretty open with it. Description: SCP-068 is a wire stick figure, 9.8 centimeters tall, made of an unknown metal. The figure is composed of a single wire looping back to the center. The wire itself appears to have been bent in numerous times in multiple places. When an electric current is introduced to the SCP, it becomes animate, moving about on its own. The SCP's joints are where normal human beings would be. Once activated, the SCP begins to search for any metal material. Once metal has been found, the SCP will begin to knead it and pull a thin strip of metal off of it. The SCP then will construct another figure similar to itself. The newly created figure will then begin to knead the remaining metal alongside the original, creating new figures, which in turn produce more replicas. SCP-068 will move on to its next stage after one of the two requirements are met. The first is when there are no more metals in range with enough mass to produce another figure. The other is when an upper limit of 102 replicas have been created. When either of these events occur, all figures will converge at one location to form themselves as a big figure as big as possible. With a maximum of 102 minifigures, the resulting figure reaches 2 meters in height. SCP-068 situates itself in the intersection of the torso, arms, and the head. Gamma, beta, and theta waves begin emitting from the SCP after this union. The SCP then will begin to search for metals again, attempting to create more figures, only scaled up to whatever size the SCP currently is at. These replicas do not emit brain waves like the SCP-68 does, but if 068 is not at maximum size limit after this, it will continue to create more and add more figures to itself until the limit is reached. Once it has reached the second stage and there are no more metals available from which it to construct figures, the SCP returns to its dormant state after 4 minutes and 32 seconds of activity. Materials surrounding the original figure must be melted away in order to retrieve the SCP-68. SCP-068 is capable of kneading and manipulating any metal presented to it, regardless of its properties. It also appears to be impervious to any attempts to damage or destroy it. Copies of the SCP-68, however, have the same properties and vulnerabilities as whatever metal they were constructed from. The SCP can detect metals hidden from view through as yet of an unknown process. While SCP-068 will not attempt to reach metals that are too difficult to get to, it will tear through anything that is soft enough for its limbs to penetrate. What it considers soft enough changes depending on what the SCP is shaped from at that time. Addendum 068-A. A proposal has been made to use the SCP-068 to dispose of dangerous metal-based SCPs. Following that, pardon me, Document 068-A. The proposal to use the SCP-68 for disposal on dangerous metal SCPs have been denied, seeing as how many, if not all, of our dangerous metal-based SCPs are also invincible. The only thing we would do is have a bunch of invulnerable wire figures running about. Honestly, who even thought this up? Dr. Wonderful. You are all dismissed. Feel free to come up here if you have any questions. Please meet Dr. in room 102 today to go over this. Thank you so much, everyone.